ocean is the source of several livelihoods in various coastal communities throughout St. Lucia. It provides income to fishers, maritime tourism operators, coastal farmers, and maritime transport operators, to name a few. Yet, we are facing a growing threat to all of these livelihoods and further economic growth in this sector. Each year, tons of waste enter our seas, threatening ecosystems and the very foundation of the blue economy. The Unleashing the Blue Economy of the Caribbean UBEC project has identified this challenge as one which warrants a multi-layered solution with the collaboration of several key players. Janelle Sokalu, environmental specialist of UBEC St. Lucia, explains why it was important for the project to collaborate with the island's Waste Management Authority to address this issue.
UBEC has noticed a significant amount of waste reaching our coastal communities, and given the direct relation between the management of waste on island, on land, and the pollution of our seas, we saw the Solid Waste Management Authority as a critical stakeholder in mitigating these challenges that we're facing.
She further highlights the link between solid waste management and other key blue economy sectors.
Due to our focus on agriculture and tourism, St. Lucia, as a small island developing state, needs to find innovative and sustainable measures to help protect and preserve our blue economy.
To this end, UBEC has outlined a series of activities aimed at optimizing operational efficiency at the Deglo landfill. General Manager of the St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority, Mrs. Joanna Reynolds Atherton, elaborates on the landfill's current capacity and the work to be done to enhance the landfill's tipping phase.
The Deglo landfill has been in existence for just over 20 years. Contrary to what a lot of people think, it has not quite reached its capacity. The last study done was sometime in 2024, where it was believed that the facility had reached just about 50% of its capacity. We believe that there is still quite some useful life at that particular location. We are excited about the assistance from UBEC to rehabilitate the facility and also to expand the tipping area. Rehabilitation because the facility has not been effectively managed over the years. So there's quite a bit of void space. We need to organize the tipping phase into specialized cells and generally to change the whole disposal process. So one of the key things that we're looking for from UBEC is to establish a dedicated tipping phase so that we remove interaction of waste disposal vehicles on the active tipping phase, and also to limit the interaction of staff and other personnel from the contractors on the active tipping phase. And that would involve a dedicated tipping area where the vehicles will go up, back up, dispose of the waste onto the tipping phase, but not actually interacting with the tipping phase.
Cuthbert McDermott, Solid Waste Liaison Officer with UBEC St. Lucia, provides some context on another intervention to be undertaken at the landfill concerning its leachate system.
When we talk about the Deglo landfill, the intention is to upgrade the entire landfill. Key to that upgrade is the upgrade of its leachate system. When we speak of the leachate system, we speak to the liquid that is generated by the landfill or the waste that is deposited here. Currently, that waste settles at the base of the landfill, which is lined and creates an impenetrable membrane. That leachate needs to be treated and diffused into the environment. To allow for that, the intention is to upgrade that system given the expanse of the landfill and to ensure that it is well managed before it leaves the landfill.
The interventions at the Deglo landfill also include the purchase of critical equipment which will ensure operations are maximized.
Under the UBEC program, we are also looking at assisting the St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority by procuring some key pieces of equipment. This includes a compactor, a bulldozer, and an autoclave. That autoclave would speak to the dealing of biomedical waste.
While the Deglo landfill has not reached full capacity at this stage, there is an urgent need to establish a new landfill in the southern region of St. Lucia. According to Mrs. Atherton Reynolds, this needs to be addressed for several key reasons.
We need to identify a site or to establish a landfill in the south of the island so that we can provide a more efficient service to the people of the south, also to reduce the operational costs of moving waste from Vieux Fort to Castries. And we are hoping that it's not going to be the intention rather is not for it to be a simple disposal site, but a site that will support a facility that will support an integrated waste management system, where apart from disposal at a landfill, we have other forms of activity that will support, diversion of waste from the tipping place or the landfill itself, that would support various types of recycling activities, for example, composting. So when we speak to a landfill in the south, it is not just an area that we're looking at to go and dump waste as usual, but an entire facility that would support integrated solid waste management.
Another key intervention is the commissioning of a waste collection optimization study aimed at providing a comprehensive overview of current operational efficiency as it relates to waste collection. This study will assist with highlighting potential opportunities for the reusing and recycling of waste, thereby minimizing the waste which eventually reaches the landfill.
The optimization study speaks to the operation of waste management from the initial stages, that being from the household and commercial level, right to its final resting place, that being if it actually gets to the landfill, right? That includes how well it is managed. It incorporates issues of diversion, waste diversion, where things like coconut husk can be actually diverted into a land composting facility where it can now be used for agricultural purposes and so forth. E-waste can now go to the e-waste persons who dismember that e-waste and then can now export that e-waste. Other elements would be issues of plastics. Plastics can be baled and exported. So the whole aim is to minimize the amount of waste that gets to the landfill itself.
An integral aspect in the implementation of these activities is community engagement. UBEC understands that these interventions directly impact the lives and livelihoods of many persons. Deborah Hippolyte, social specialist with UBEC St. Lucia, underscores the project's social engagement process for undertaking such activities.
The social aspects are just as important as the technical aspects of the project. Persons need to understand their role in everything that we do, how the improper disposal of garbage ultimately affects our coastal assets. We need their buy-in, we need their involvement, so we place a very heavy emphasis on stakeholder engagement before implementation to understand their needs, during implementation to keep them informed of what's going on, and even after implementation, we get through our beneficiary feedback process to obtain data on how effective the intervention was on the livelihoods of the persons when we implemented the project.
Community engagement will take the form of a public awareness campaign and educational program to inform and educate the public on the initiatives to be implemented through UBEC and the St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority. The two entities have recognized key areas where their collaborative efforts will contribute greatly to realizing similar key objectives.
We are committed to effective waste management, which would include public education and awareness to ensure environmental sustainability, and that directly aligns with one of UBEC's main objectives, which is to enhance climate resilience and sustainability in St. Lucia's blue economy through the strengthening of linkages among related key sectors.
Mrs. Charmaine Clausel, project manager for UBEC St. Lucia, further echoes this sentiment, adding that the project's focus is tied to the sustainability of coastal resources through strategic collaboration with key stakeholders.
While images of the blue economy conjures up scenes of a flourishing coastal environment and coastal tourism, at the very heart of this lies the importance of sustainability. This speaks not just to the preservation of fish stocks or to the maintenance of coastal defenses, but to the actual health of that environment. Towards that end, the UBEC project is singularly focused on supporting a developmental agenda that brings together all relevant players in the design of a holistic plan to achieve this objective.
UBEC St. Lucia is making significant strides to revitalize the blue economy landscape on the island. With fisheries and marine tourism heavily dependent on efficient solid waste management systems for optimal operation, the project recognizes the urgent need to address the gaps existing within this sector. The future of the blue economy depends on how we manage our waste today. By turning waste into opportunity, we can protect our oceans, support livelihoods, and build a sustainable future.